All right, it's the Monday episode of Off Script, and we're talking about this or that NFL edition, Pelicans draft, NBA playoffs, and the LSU Alabama recap. I'm Cade.Neidhamer. You can find me at Cade_Neidhamer on Instagram. I'm joined with Casper. Oh, wait, never mind. He's alive.
I'm in the cut.
So, let's introduce yourself. What's your name?
My name's John Todd Thompson, a.k.a. JT. Follow me on the screen right there on Instagram.
Well, LSU had a big weekend last weekend, did they not? Last Thursday, Friday, Saturday against Alabama.
Oh, yeah, big series win coming off a sweep, you know. You got to get that series win. You know, you got to prepare for, upcoming week too.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get the bats going, pitching's getting right again.
Yeah. And it doesn't get any harder from there. You get Tennessee this weekend. But game one, man, it was a comeback cats. You know, Derek Curriel went 3 for 5, and you were down 5-1 through the first 6 innings of the game. You know, so like, if it wasn't for Jay Johnson pinch hitting Ashton Larson in the 6th, I honestly don't think the Tigers could have won this baseball game.
Yes, sir. Great coaching move.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a 3-run home run. You had, who was it on base? It was like Curriel and no, it was Josh Pearson, right? Jake Brown and Josh Pearson. And then who was previously pinch hit the single before Larson got the home run. Then later in the next inning, Monster hit the 3-run go-ahead home run in the 7th. Cade Anderson just...
That was postseason LSU baseball right there. Good to see that in the season.
Well, like, Stephen Milam didn't even have that good of a game. He went 1 for 5, but the home run really just, acted like he had that great of a game. He put the ball in play every time, didn't strike out. And defense is always stellar.
Mm.
Jared Jones didn't... He had 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 2 runs on those 2 walks, but he didn't really show much anything otherwise that first game. Cade Anderson completed 5 1/3 innings and continued on his strikeout streak, 10 strikeouts, and 5 2/3 with 6 hits and 5 runs all earned. Casey Evans came in after Cade pitched 2 1/3, had 2 strikeouts, got the win. But Connor Benj came in after Casey Evans, who was kind of getting a little behind. So Zach Cowan came in, so you had Casey Evans and Zach Cowan come in the
Very
same
bold
game.
putting them 2 in the same game.
Yeah, because you're basically throwing away your closing pitching, your back end of the bullpen.
Zach came in game 2, I believe, and pitched a little bit.
Yeah. Speaking of game 2, it was a 6 p.m. start time on ESPN2. Your pitching matchup with Anthony Einsen and Riley Quick. Tigers, won that game 4-3. Curriel went 3 for 5. He's just, a phenomenal baseball player. He's been your standout this year so far. You just keep pulling in freshmen that produce.
Oh, yeah, he's a freshman All-American.
Do they release the Golden Spikes contenders yet? Because I know Jared Jones was on it, I think, or should be. And
I have no clue, but
there.
I don't know if Curry will be on it, but I mean he's gonna be all SEC team, maybe all NCAA team. But
Yeah.
Golden Spike might be reaching it.
Well, he's not gonna win it. Be nominated. You got your I don't know how many people get nominated for it, but it's a bunch of them. I didn't see the graphic come out yet, but Jared Jones is probably going to be on it.
Sure.
Dickinson went 3 for 5 that game and walked 2 with another RBI. So 3-year 4 runs scored came off of your top 2 hitters. Then Jared Jones hit a sac fly and scored. Pretty sure it was either Dickinson or Curriel. So all 4 of your RBIs came from your top 3 hitters, which is something you really love to see.
That's good to see because the bottom of the lineup has been really kind of carrying them with like Stanfield down there, guys like Braswell. They've been getting the rally going for the bat since the top four haven't really been as good recently.
Yeah, I mean, you say your whole entire lineup it doesn't really produce, but it really does, or it produces, which is a reason why you're number 8 in the nation. Or the rankings came out today. I didn't look at it, but it's the reason why you're top 10 team.
Baseball America, they were 4. D1 baseball, they were 7.
7. You went up 1 after getting 2 out of 3 against 21 Alabama. Did they drop out? We'll give it to like 23.
They were still top 20.
Oh, they moved up. I thought Bama was number 21 whenever they played LSU.
They were 15.
Oh, well, I'm looking at different rankings. So
yeah, because it was 5. I don't know do they go by Baseball America or D1 baseball?
D1 baseball.
So it was 9 versus 15 last week. LSU was 9, Bama was 15. I'm pretty sure Bama was still in top 20 now, though.
I guess so. Well, there's so many different, rankings that are like reliable. So you really don't know where
they took a game from a top 10 team, so
yeah. Well, that's why you're ranked. I mean, also it's baseball. You could have another, mediocre team to a good team like Southeastern. Southeastern's a good team. Come into Alex Box. Yeah. Wait, what? Omaha. Yeah. Omaha. Don't give me PTSD.
Hey, it is what it is.
So Saturday, you're up 2-0 in the series. Already won the series, and you're just playing for fun at that point, just for the sweet. It was Chase Shore versus Zane Adams. I don't think Chase Shore's lasted very long, from what I remember, because Bama got up quick.
Was it like 2 innings or something?
I think so. Back-to-back bad starts for Chase Shore's.
Well, no, he didn't start though.
He might be.
Chase Shore didn't start. Remember?
He didn't.
No, it was Connor Ware.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think he
was predicted.
Yeah, because Shores, they put him in the bullpen. I don't even remember if he pitched though.
Yeah, I know he pitched.
But if he pitched, he came out the bullpen because they started freshman Connor Ware.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad they did because Chase hasn't been doing great.
I think Zach Cohen should be the Sunday starter.
Probably, give you 4 innings or so. But Chase Shore's really on the season. He's at a 5.12 ERA as of Friday of last week. I haven't looked at it since. But he's a bullpen guy. And Alabama pitched their normal Friday starter, so they threw him on the Sunday game. Gave up I don't know how many runs, but limited the Tigers to 4 total.
Yeah,
the entire pitching staff.
If you knew their ace was going to go into the game, well, I guess it's not Sunday, Saturday, and that was going to be difficult to take that one.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It just matters for SEC seeding purposes, which I guess it really does matter. But I mean, you already won the series.
Yeah.
So, moving on. Really makes me sad to say this, but there is no New Orleans Pelicans in the NBA playoffs. You have a loaded first round matchup with some upsets very likely. I have probably 3 of them on my NBA playoffs. I'll let you pick your first matchup.
All right, here we go. Let me pull up my notes.
Or we can go matchup by matchup. Starting in the East or West, you pick.
So, the Warriors and the Rockets. I'm not going by seeding. I'm just going by my notes. Mm-hmm. The Warriors and Rockets. The Warriors looked impressive last night. I don't know if you watched, but it was giving me 2010s Warriors vibes.
Yeah.
Draymond.
Yes, so.
Draymond being a DPOI candidate.
Yeah.
Steph Curry averaging 30 again.
Top 5 offensive player right now.
They got the perfect role players like Pods. Kuminga played like 15 minutes. He didn't get as much run as he usually gets, but Timberwolves and Lakers.
Who do you have winning that series?
Oh, I got the Warriors.
Warriors?
Let's say like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Well,
Yeah.
so me personally, the Warriors, they won 3 out of 2 in the season series, won the season series. And since Jimmy Butler became a Warrior, they're 20-7 as a team. One of those losses came from the Rockets. Like you said, Draymond, deep boy candidate. Steph's playing top 5 also offensive player like he has always been. But the Rockets have been a top 5 team this entire season. You know, Jalen Green and Alperen Şengün, dynamic duo. You also have veteran players like Freddie Van Vliet has playoff experience. Tari's also an elite defensive player, good role player off the bench. But I'm taking the Warriors in 7. They've won first game 95-85. Warriors in 7. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be
winning the first game in the Rockets arena, going back to Chase Center in a couple games, dude. It's gonna be 5 or 6 games in my opinion.
I guess so. Oh no, we'll see. Time will tell.
All right, so we'll go to Timberwolves and Lakers. I think the Timberwolves are really a dark horse conference finals team. Mm-hmm. Maybe not finals, but conference finals for sure. They look impressive, you know. Obviously, the Lakers don't have experience with their kind of, I guess, new team with Luka dominating. But
Rob Pelinka masterclass.
I don't know. I might have to pick the Timberwolves. I was really? Lakers all the way, but after seeing game 1, really they kind of dominated at the end. I might go with Timberwolves in 7.
Well, me and you know, we did our little ESPN bracket challenge, and I had the Lakers going into the conference finals. Or
maybe I did too.
Yeah, I forgot who they lost to. I haven't looked at my bracket, but
Thunder.
The high power. To me, the Lakers, they have a high powered offense, but their defense is kind of lacking. They don't have a lot of depth on their bench either. But Austin Reeves, he's been playing like an all NBA All Star right now since the All Star break. But the T-Wolves, they've been a conference finals contender since day 1 this season, since we tipped off the NBA season against the Celtics. Ant's been shooting the cover off the ball. He's been like prime Steph Curry right now. And Jalen and Rudy, they've been studs on defense, which is why I'm going the Wolves in 7. If Naz Reid and Julius Randle can step up.
You sure about Ant shooting the cover off the ball?
He has. He's been not Steph Curry-like, but like he's been shooting the cover off the basketball.
I don't know. Every time I look at the box score, this always says like 12 for 30 from him.
Let's see. Pulling it up? Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Anthony Edwards. He's shooting on the season.
He's a free throw merchant, though, isn't he?
I don't know. He's 44% from field on the season. And from 3, he's shooting 40%. Yeah.
Yeah, you compare him to a guy like Shea, though. Isn't Shea shooting like 56% from the field?
Something crazy. I don't know. Ant is shooting 84% from the free throw line and shot 500 shots this season. So I guess he's a, quote, free throw merchant like Shea.
But anyway, go back to Lakers. You know, J.J. Redick being the first-time head coach, as a player, he made the playoffs, I'm pretty sure, almost every year, except that year with the Pelicans. But that doesn't matter as a coach. As a coach, he has no playoff experience. So that could be a reason why they struggle game 1.
Yeah, it is. Probably one. Well, you got the
next matchup.
Yeah, next matchup.
All right, so literally all I have in my notes for Knicks and Pistons. I have the Knicks winning the series, probably in like 6 games, but I wrote that the Knicks are confusing.
I guess you're not wrong.
I mean, they're confusing because you look at their team, they have really 5 players who are just like you would think would be perfect for a championship team. Mm-hmm. Like even their role players, like I guess you really don't even call Josh Hart a role player at this point. They have 5 guys who are can score and be unbelievable on any night.
Yeah.
But they just don't win as much games. I don't know if they dealt with injuries this year, but I just have them as a confusing team, in my opinion. And you really didn't dominate a Pistons team that's coming off one of the worst seasons ever, even though they're much improved.
Well, I mean, the Pistons probably one of the most surprising teams this season. Otherwise, I mean, other than the Pelicans, who had a surprising season in a negative fashion. But I think the Knicks, with the 2 off-season acquisitions and Cat and Bridges, give this team an edge. But the OG and Cade matchup, hopefully OG guards Cade, that matchup's going to be cinema watching him, which is why I have the Knicks winning in 6. The defensive mindset from OG, and I say Josh Hart, good defender too, with also Mitchell Robinson and Cat man in the post.
You would think they'd be built to win a championship. I mean, their team is perfect.
And it wouldn't shock me if they do go to the finals, but year 1 with the entire team doesn't really fit it, which is why I have them winning in 6. And if you're the Knicks, you really need to go tomorrow night to go up 2-0, leaving the Garden and go to Detroit, because Detroit's going to be freaking packed, that stadium. The Little Caesars Arena.
Yep.
Hey, I like your background.
Peek the background. It's backwards, but who cares? All right, so next matchup, I got the Celtics. They're playing the Magic, correct?
Correct.
I think they won by 15 points, maybe.
17. It was 103-86.
They're a shoe-in my opinion. Maybe they take it to like 5 games, but 4-1, they're a shoe-in to me. Magic are they're on the come up. They're not there yet.
Yeah, not there yet. I mean, it's Paolo's in year, 2 or 3. Still a young player. The Celtics, they are 24-13 over 500 teams, but the Magic 12-25 against 500 or over teams. You know, that's not very good statistics for the Magic whenever you're facing the second best team in all of, or a top 4 team in all of basketball, which is why I have the Celtics winning in 5. Kristaps Porzingis, he's the unicorn. Do everything.
Okay, they're guaranteed for me to go to the conference finals, the Celtics. So next, we got the Cavs and the Heat, the Heat are always, even though they don't have Jimmy, they're just a battle-tested team. They have experience. You know, they're always going to be competitive. I think the Cavs handled them by like 10-plus points yesterday. Is that correct?
By 21.
Oh, 21.
121-100 final score.
The Cavs are actually my finals champion. I just really like their team. I'll say they win in 5 games over the Heat.
See, I don't think the Heat win 1 game whenever you're going against the best offense and the top 7 defense and all basketball.
Although I picked them to win a game just because of, it's the Heat culture. Hard. They'll take a win, in my opinion.
So. What I was saying about DeAndre Hunter, ever since he's been to Cleveland, he's been giving this team an edge night in and night out.
Cover.
Yeah. He gives versatility to this entire roster. And you also have that white boy coming off the bench. What's his name? Ty Jerome. Yeah.
He's elite.
Elite defender, and I don't know about elite defender, but good defender and can shoot.
Elite shooter.
Elite shooter.
All right, so next game. Thunder and the Grizzlies. They're coming off the 50-point win. I believe at one point it was like, was it 70-20 something?
Yeah, something like that. I didn't even bother writing the score down because it was so bad.
Yeah, it got really ugly. Though, if they...
Ugly is not even the right word. It's dumpster fire.
Yeah, the Pelicans last year, they played them without Zion. They were competitive the first game. They almost won the first game. So I think going against a Grizzlies team they didn't go to the playoffs last year. I guess they're kind of inexperienced, even though they've been good in the past. But I mean, the Thunder and not 7, 4.
And 7's outrageous. Well, like you said, the Pelicans, Pelicans were a good team last year won 50-something games. And to me, the last year Pelicans would probably beat this year's Memphis Grizzlies by probably they won in 6 games. Last year's Pelicans beat Grizzlies
with Zion.
6 games, yeah, with Zion, and that's why I'm taking the Thunder in 4. They're the best team in all of the National Basketball Association, best team in offense, and top 3.
I think I'm regretting. Actually, no, I think I had them in the finals. So yeah, I don't have anything to regret. But I didn't have them winning the finals.
Mm-hmm.
But they.
Oh yeah. What?
They kind of remind me of the
OG and one in the West. Yeah.
What do you say?
I said we have one more matchup to pick in the East and West.
Yeah, going back to the Thunder, I'm saying like they remind me of just like the LeBron era Heat team, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, this team is probably better than the 2013 Heat. That's all I'm saying. They're loaded. Your second 5 could be a playoff team. That's how best. That's how.
So if we compare the players,
that's how good your team is. Your second 5.
Compare the players. You got like Shea. Shea's very, very similar to D-Wade, in my opinion. You got LeBron. Well, actually,
that I don't know.
I might be tripping. I just think they just remind me, maybe not player to player, but they just remind me of that Heat team for some reason. But you got a guy like Chet Holmgren and Chris Bosh. They're kind of similar.
I guess so.
I guess J-Dub and LeBron. I mean,
you don't have anybody to compare to LeBron. You have to mix 2 players to make LeBron James.
And they kind of feel like an OG Warriors team too.
I don't know. Well,
all right, next
we have
matchup.
Our last matchup in the West, so we can go back to the East. This matchup's the hardest one to pick. Every single one. The 4 and 5 seed, Los Angeles Clippers versus the Denver Nuggets. You have MVP versus a former MVP and a former Finals MVP. You have playoff experience on both sides of the ball, or both sides. Why? He's been literally himself, one of the best players in basketball since the All-Star break. James Harden decided to turn back the clock. And Zubac might be the most improved player with his stellar defense and his ability to put the ball in the basket now.
He might just make an All-NBA team.
Yeah, second team, or do they have a third team? I don't know. I'm a casual. And Norman Powell has also been a surprising player, which is they've been one of the hottest teams. But then, again, you're betting against Jokic. Like, whenever you're going against one of the GOATs, I don't know if that's an outrageous thing to say now.
Top 5, in my opinion.
Yeah. But, like I said, Clippers in 6. Hottest team in basketball right now. And the Nuggets don't have much chemistry. Firing Mike Malone.
Yeah, one team has a head coach, one doesn't.
That's right. You have Jokic as your head coach right now for the Nuggets.
I have the series going. This is one of my favorite matchups. I'm a fan of Kawhi, and I think James Harden just complements them perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
The breakout from Zubac and Powell giving you 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
I got the series going to 7 games. It's gonna be a great series.
Who do you have winning? Clippers?
I didn't even put the winner on here, but if I had to pick one, I'd go the Nuggets.
Yes.
I think I put the Nuggets in my bracket.
I don't know who I put in my bracket.
Yeah, I'm staying for the Nuggets, sir. Good if they won game 1 too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'd rather see the Clippers win the whole thing.
I don't know about the entire thing, but they're one of the, I say, sleepers to make the finals.
Well, if you want NBA ratings and the most viewers, the best possible outcome is LeBron in the finals playing like the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an all-time high viewership. Maybe as high as the Warriors, Cavs in the 2010s.
I agree. Well, we have our last round 1 matchup of the NBA playoffs, and it's another nail biter, or I say hard team, hard matchup to pick who's going to win. The Pacers versus Bucks. It's a rematch from last year. That's all I got to say. You got last year, but actually the Bucks didn't have Giannis, and Dame was banged up last year. Pacers 20-9 in their last 29, but this could be a 2018 type playoffs for Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know, any given night, Giannis could go 32, 12, and 5 on and play phenomenal defense. So, like, I forgot to mention Kevin Porter Jr., who they acquired during the season. Like, he can shoot it, do pretty much anything you need to off the bench for the Bucks. And then the Pacers.
They need someone like Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday completed their team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
now
anyway,
he's on the bigger, better things.
The most important thing for them is getting Dame back. You know, Giannis can't do it without Dame.
No. He needs a wingman, which is why I'm saying the Pacers have too much star power. Halliburton is playing like an all-NBA guard. Siakam's a consistent scorer, and Nembhard's a great defender. But they also have a deeper team, which is why I have the Pacers winning in 6.
I'm going to have the Pacers in 5.
Really?
I think, you know, maybe if they get Dame, Dame's probably going to play next game, correct?
Next game or the next. They'll play in game 2 or 3.
I mean,
and he probably won't play that much. Blood clot's starting to play with.
Yeah, it's so important for them to get him back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a stand on 5 right now, but it could change to 6. Pacers are very good in the playoffs.
Yeah, they won game 1, 117-98.
They made the conference finals last year.
They did. You're right. And then the Celtics won it all. Well, we have our stat of the day now. You want to take it over?
All right, so my stat of the day has to do with March Madness. So in men's March Madness, at least one top 4 seed has lost in the first round in 15 of the past 16 tournaments.
Wait, repeat that? I didn't. A top 4 seed.
In men's March Madness, at least one top 4 seed has lost in the first round in 15 of the past 16 tournaments.
Yeah, I believe it. I don't remember the last time. I don't remember the last time a top 4 seed didn't lose.
There's always an upset in the first round.
At least I say there's at least 4. That's what I always do in mine. At least 4.
Yep.
For my stat of the day, I did a Saints one. I'm always doing a New Orleans or Louisiana related one because this is a Louisiana podcast. I did the one that any Saints fan should know right now. The last time the Saints drafted a quarterback in the first or second round was in 1971, 54 years ago, whenever they drafted Archie Manning.
It's a long time.
I can't even think back 53 years ago. 54
you said
years
first
ago.
or second round?
First and second round, yeah. First or second round, whatever.
So is that saying they've been loyal to their QBs or they just don't like taking QBs?
Probably both. Because, like, the last time was Aaron Brooks signed by the Saints. I'm not
going to lie. I have any Saints before 2010, I have no recollection, whatever that word is, recollection of.
Let's see. Yeah, they signed him. No, it was a draft. When did he get drafted? He was drafted out of Virginia in the 4th round by the Packers. So the Saints must have traded for him. So, in 53 years, you've either acquired your quarterback by signing or drafting after the second round. Hopefully, this changes this year because I don't want to watch. Actually, I wouldn't mind the Spencer Rattler show just for one season. And then you take 2 steps across from the Superdome. You have the Pelicans, who also have their draft their own in about a month. You have a 12.5% chance of winning the lottery, a 48.1% chance of being top 4, and a 54% chance of being in the top 5. Top 8 pick is guaranteed, and the average is 4.4. So anything after 5 is considered a bust for the Pelicans.
So they're more likely to fall outside of their pick.
No,
which is
inside their pick.
No, they're more outside, like top 4. They're more likely to get 5 and out.
Oh, I guess so. Well, the average is 4, so I'm gonna go by the average, not percentages.
Yeah, but I mean, it really feels like they're gonna fall outside.
Yeah, it's been the luck.
You got to be optimistic. The best case scenario is 1, obviously, but you really need to stay top 4 because there's 4 elite prospects who could really change your team. And outside of those 4, obviously they're still really good, but they're more of a project kind of player. Outside of the top 4. Outside the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess number 5 you would label the center from Duke, Kalon Willock.
Yeah,
I think that's how you say his name. He's more of a project in my opinion. Like he's an elite rim protector. He had 0 rebounds in like their last March Madness game, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like 7'1". But that's why you label him a project. But anyway, going back to the top 4 elite prospects, Cooper Flagg. I mean, that's your dream scenario.
That's any team's dream scenario.
That's why everybody in the league was tanking their last 40 games of the year. Really.
Get Cooper Flagg. Well, I always thought Cooper would go back because, like, even halfway through the season, I figured he'd go back. He didn't get the job done, but he declared this morning.
He was guaranteed to always go to the draft, in my opinion.
I don't know.
Because you can't be an elite prospect like that and pass up with that much hype to go to the draft.
I guess.
And then if you got the second pick, you probably pick Dylan Harper. He would dominate the guards you have. Really, running a pick and roll with Zion. I mean, come on now. Complimenting DeJounte Murray and CJ.
Zion might be traded. That's what I heard.
Well, that's what I said. I said if you get Cooper Flagg, I think on the first episode, I said if you get Flagg, you would trade Zion.
And get more
I think in this kind of scenario, you'd probably keep Zion. I mean, that would be crazy. And then number 3, the third best prospect, if you get the third pick, you probably take Ace Bailey. His potential is like that of a Trey Murphy in terms of like shooting. And he's like very tall. Trey Murphy's 6'9". I think Bailey's like 6'11". Or like 6'10". Really? Yeah, he's like he can add a shot making like BI or KD. He can be your BI replacement and has potential to be better. Yeah, he has the potential to be better than BI, in my opinion, because he's so elite in that asset. He's an elite athlete. And then let's see, number 4, fourth pick, you'd probably take VJ Edgecombe. He's like kind of like Anthony Edwards prototype. He's like one of the most elite athletes in the draft. He has, if he can develop an elite shot, he has all-star potential. So that's pretty much my evaluation of the top 4.
Let's see. I did my top 4, and then I did some other picks. It's possible. I say Jeremiah Fears, Igor Demon out of BYU, Kasparis Jakuniosis, point guard from Illinois. I probably murdered that last name. Trey Johnson, guard from Texas. Colin Kneppel, guard from Duke. Asa Newell from Georgia, and Liam McNeely from UConn. All picks I'd be fine with if you don't get 4 or lower. So anything 5 to 8, I'm okay with any of those players.
It would just really suck, because the Pelicans were trying to tank the season, and if they were to fall outside the top 5 or 4,
well, they weren't trying to tank the season. Pelicans weren't trying to tank the season.
They were trying.
They were trying to compete, and then crap hit the fan. So let's
They were
tank.
trying to lose while competing.
Yeah. Well, now it's a segment that I got the idea from Locked On Saints. Credit to Ross Jackson, called This or That. And I'm going to share my screen. We're going to do 4 mock drafts and do a tournament style and see which 2 picks you want for the Saints in the first and second round. So, and then next episode, on Wednesday, we're going to do something like a mock draft for the entire team and the entire league for the first round.
Crazy how the draft is literally right around the corner.
I know.
It's in 4 days.
It's unreal. Enter draft room. All right. How do I start? Oh, start. So, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Kelvin Banks, Mason Graham, Tet. Why did Loveland? Oh, we have a trade. I'm not doing trades.
Can you make the screen bigger? Is that possible?
I think that's as big as
it. Yeah, you can see it, but I mean, it's not.
You can blow up your screen at the top, at the bottom right. It has a little full screen logo.
Oh, I see.
Well, Saints are on the clock. Oh, you just made it for both of us. Oh, hey, I'm going solo now. Look at that. What is going on?
I'm gonna let you fix it.
Let's just roll with this. Let's just roll with this. Have a little voiceover.
Right.
So we have Will Campbell on the board, Ashton Genty, Shador, Mimbu, Warren.
Oh wow.
Jalen Walker, Will Johnson.
Oh wow.
Available.
They'd be licking their chops with this. You got Will Campbell, who is, if you want an O-lineman, I mean, there he is right there. Got Ashton Genty just sitting right there in your hands.
I know.
You want to have Alvin Kamara replacement. And then you got the quarterback, if you want to take him. No. This is not accurate because you got Will Campbell and Minbu. One of the teams is going to take an O-lineman.
Yeah, I wish I could go look back at the players that were selected. Oh, show. I saw
really the tight end. The tight end from
Loveland
State will be gone, in my opinion.
Yeah, Colston Loveland went. That's why. So let's just kind of do this rapid fire. We're going to go with the hot pick right now for the Saints, Shador Sanders. And then we can kind of compare. We have an A-plus pick now. Let's look at that.
I think if Will Campbell's there or Genty's there, they could take him.
At 40. See, I like Maxwell Hairston.
Oh wait, this is
Kentucky.
No, this is where Jackson Dart's available. They would most definitely take Jackson Dart if they didn't take Sanders. They're like, I bet they're really hoping that he's there in the second
Which
round.
is why they might go with the offensive lineman or defense. If Mason Graham's there, you go with Mason Graham. Right here.
Sort by DB.
I'm feeling Maxwell Hairston right now. And Siobhan Ravel's pretty good too.
Yeah, Siobhan Ravel, if I remember correctly, preseason he was supposed to be a first round pick.
I think so too. So you want to go Maxwell or Siobhan right here?
So about O-line real quick.
O-line. Interior, Donovan Jackson.
Ooh. I'll be down with either Donovan Jackson or the Kentucky DB.
Maxwell Hairston. Let's go Maxwell and Shador. A-plus and A-plus pick.
Hey.
We start. Oh, I need to write that down. Team 1. Shador. I'm just going to do Sanders and Hairston. All right.
Harrison.
Same difference. Enter. I'm going to have to start going quick right here because I have to leave in the real world here shortly.
My computer don't have a lot of juice anyway, so we need to hurry.
Cam Ward, Travis, Jalen Walker to the Giants. That's not realistic. If Abdul's right here, I'm restarting. Okay, yeah, I'm restarting because Abdul is not going to the Saints.
Yeah, you never
Abdul
know.
doesn't make it out of 3. Draft starts at 4.
He show up in the draft room smoking weed and he falls.
I mean, anything could happen, right? Cam, Travis, Jalen. All right, is this rigged? Armand, Mason, Ashton Genty. All right, I guess this is just
let's just have them taking Tyler Warren. Or wait, either Tyler or Tet.
Or Tet. Let's get Tet. Tet. It's an A pick, not A plus pick. Shador went to somewhere. Tyler Warren given 19's outrageous. Malachi starts. Amika, Kelvin Banks. If Jackson Dart doesn't get taken here, Maxwell Harrison to the Rams. I'm starting to feel if he's right there, we're taking Jackson Dart. What do you think? He's still here.
There we go. He's right there.
We got our guy. Tet and Jet.
I mean,
that's an unreal draft. I'm not even.
A receiver and
let's do 3
QB.
Tet and Dart. I mean, automatic playoff contenders right there. Or that's
I don't want him to take Dart, but just in this scenario, like I said, because I feel like they're going to take Dart in the second round if he's there.
Restart.
But just to be clear, I don't want that to
happen.
I've
been hearing things where Saints are going to take him at 9.
Well, if Shador's there at 9, you're not taking him over
Shador just went 1. Cam, we have Abdul right here. You want to take Tyler Warren?
I think you should go. Yeah, go Will Johnson.
Will Johnson? All right. Because now Jalen Ramsey's out of the picture, which, in my opinion, I don't want them to take Jalen Ramsey. JPJ of the Seahawks. Tet, how did Tet go that far? Trey Amos, Walter Nolan, Quinn Shaw in the first round. Well, Jackson's still here. Luther Burden. You could just bolster your wide receiver room. Olave, Shaheed, and Luther Burden. And then next year you could Jackson. You want to take Jackson? Dart and Will Johnson?
Yeah, Jackson.
All right.
Because, I mean, if I've been hearing rumors about them trading up in the second round to get him.
All right, we have one more mock. I love how we've taken a quarterback every single time in each draft, because I feel like that's one of your biggest needs. But this class is kind of.
They shouldn't do it, but they're going to. Like, you can do a scenario where the Saints trade
already on the clock.
Top 5.
I guess so.
It's probably possible they can trade back too.
Let's look at them. You want to take Tyler Warren right here? Or Ashton? I feel like Ashton Genty's not a possibility for the Saints, which is why I don't want to get him right here. What?
Yeah.
He's not going to be there. He's not going to be there.
Let's go.
Tyler Warren's more likely.
Yeah, either Will Campbell or Tyler Warren.
Will Campbell's possibility. Let's go Tyler Warren, B+ pick. But you have your tight end of the future, Brock Bowers. He's basically a wide receiver in a tight end's body.
He'd really help him out. If Jackson's there for this one, we won't take him.
Yeah, he is. It feels like he's always been there.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Nick Gordon. Nick.
I'm thinking
Or Josh Connerly.
from North Dakota State.
Gray Zabel. I'm on board with that.
I mean, we're basing this off of what they would probably do.
Every single one of these mocks that we've done, I'd love if New Orleans Saints.
If Gray Zabel fell that low, they'd take him.
Will Warren, baseball player. Tyler Warren and Zabel. All right, so this is where the actual thing starts. Would you rather Shedeur Sanders and Maxwell Harrison or Tyler Warren and Gray Zabel?
Ooh.
You get your quarterback of the future, possibly.
I've always said that
you get your boundary corner that you desperately need.
I've always said that Rattler should be your starting quarterback. So for that reason, I'm gonna go Warren and Zabel.
All right, that's fine. Oh, I didn't hit start tournament. Let's winner. Let's give them 1-0 win. Tet and Jackson Dart, Will Johnson, Gray Zabel. I'm on board with Tet and Jackson Dart mainly because I'm an offensive type guy, and your wide receiver room puts you in the top 15, and Jackson Dart could be your franchise guy. Other than Will Johnson, your boundary corner that you need, like I just said, and Jackson Dart. So you're getting Jackson Dart in both of these.
I would also go with that because you're getting a potentially generational receiver to pair with a quarterback who you can build chemistry with.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
All right, let's do the third place game before we get to this. Shedeur Sanders and Maxwell Harrison or Will Johnson and Jackson Dart. This is a tough one. I think, honestly,
I'm gonna go Sanders and Harrison.
See, me and you differ right here, but I'm gonna give you. But Shedeur literally, to me, he's the best quarterback in the draft. But Will Johnson's just him.
I've always said if you're gonna take a quarterback, let it be Shedeur.
Yeah,
that's my reasoning.
I can go with Shedeur. I'm kind of indifferent right here. We'll let you win. Tyler Warren and Zabel, Tet, and Jackson Dart for the championship and the 4 mocks that we've done.
I'm going to build on the idea that you do not need a quarterback because you have your franchise guy already. So I'm going to go with Warren and Zabel.
You get Rattler some protection, and you get
him a protection and a weapon.
All right.
I mean, you're building the OG 49ers right here.
All right, so your finals. Tyler Warren and Zabel, Gray Zabel, your number 1 this or that selection. Ted McMillan and Jackson Dart, number 2. Shedeur Sanders and Maxwell Harrison, number 3. And Will Johnson and Jackson Dart, number 4. I'd be happy with any of these. Like, you can't go wrong at all if you're the New Orleans Saints.
I mean, a lot of these were very unrealistic, but who knows? Maybe one of them can actually play in the real life.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, like that's all we have, right? You have anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. Stay tuned next on Wednesday for our mock drafts. Thursday we'll be live for the first round reaction. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, that little bell icon. We'll catch you here on Off Script.
Peace.